turning your shopping into a limited edition Hyundai Grand i10. Plus, get incredible specials like Nestle Cremora for only $36.99 and all gold tomato sauce. Buy 2 for just 50 emalangeni. Remember, every participating product you buy gets you another entry to win with Spar Rewards. So sign up today. Spar Rewards win a car. Now on.
Libandla ledelukhetho nemincele yetinkundla i-Elections and Boundaries Commission limemake sive kule miphakathi phasi kwaletinkundla letilandzelako ukuthi sibe yingxenye yemihlangano yekuncoma abantu ukuthi bameleleke lukhetfo pheceleti ama-nominations. Kanti-ke lokhu kutawenteka ngemgcibelo mhla tinge-28 kuyo-ke lesetulo. Kunconywa kunati tindzawo letilandzelako. Enkundleni yaseGilgali ngaphasi komphakathi waseHluthe. Enkilongo ngaphasi komphakathi waseLusabeni. Kanti-ke enkundleni yasesiphofaneni kunayo imiphakathi lelandzelako. Kumadlenya, Maphilingo, Enceka, eThambuthi, Mphumakudze kanye-ke nakamkhweli. Ngelisonto kutabe kunconywa kunati tindzawo letilandzelako. Enkundleni yasesiphofaneni ngaphasi komphakathi wasengevini. Imihlangano yekuncoma kuto tonke letindzawo icala ngensimbi yemfica ekuseni. Sive siyakhutsatwa ukuthi siphathe-ke tigcebhezane tekuvota noma-ke matisi webuve, i-National ID. Sive siyakhutsatwa nekuthi sihloniphe-ke timiso tekuphepha emkhuhlaneni i-COVID-19. Lesimemetelo sikhishwa-ke ngusihlalo walo-ke libandla, Prince Mhlabhlangene Dlamini.
Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni. Come on. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store. We're good together.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
A very good evening. This is Eswatini TV News at 8. I am Notilisi Tole. Alongside Zamanzi Manze, first up, let's have a look at our headlining stories.
The Prime Minister Shepherd Dlamini today joined other African leaders in the 16th African Union Summit in Equatorial Guinea. Senate has started deliberating on the Eswatini Broadcasting Bill. The Minister for Tourism has challenged the Eswatini National Trust Commission to be bold in offering new experiences whilst exhibiting Eswatini's monuments.
And now the news in detail. The Prime Minister Shepherd Dlamini today joined other African leaders in the already underway 16th African Union Summit in Malabo, Equatorial Guinea. The summit seeks to find sustainable ways of fighting terrorism in Africa and also raising funds to deal with future pandemics in the continent. The Prime Minister is representing His Majesty King Mswati III.
At the command of His Majesty King Mswati III, the Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini is in Malabo for the first day of the summit. Accompanying the Prime Minister is Justice and Constitutional Affairs Minister Polile Shakantu. Humanitarian issues affecting Africans take center stage today, and they've been summarized into 4 thematic areas, namely climate change, food security, health challenges, as well as post-conflict reconstruction for refugees. In his official opening statement, the President of Equatorial Guinea, His Excellency Obiang Nguema Mbasoko, highlighted the need for discussions on the operationalization of the African Humanitarian Agency and advocacy for sustainable financing and the mobilization of resources for humanitarian response in Africa. President Mbasoko pointed at different issues that leaders must tackle, from Libya in North Africa to Mozambique in Southern Africa, from Mali in West Africa to Somalia in the Horn of Africa, across the Sahel, the Lake Chad Basin, and down to the DRC in Central Africa. Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Musa Faki Mahamat, has told African leaders that 113 million Africans need urgent humanitarian assistance this year, including 48 million refugees, asylum seekers, and internally displaced people. In a statement released prior to the summit, the African Union clearly states that 15 particularly hard-hit countries require urgent aid, with climate shocks and conflicts causing humanitarian needs to increase exponentially. The ongoing meeting will come to a close when leaders conclude the pledging conference, which seeks to raise over $15 billion, seen as a catalyst to ending the catalogue of humanitarian challenges faced by Mother Africa. John Molelekeng reporting for Eswatini TV News in Malabo, Equatorial Guinea.
Senate has started deliberating on the Eswatini Broadcasting Bill. The ICT Senate Portfolio Committee has been scrutinizing the bill with the assistance of the Ministry of Information, Communications and Technology on Friday. This bill, once passed, will ensure that community broadcasters operate in the country.
Senators who are in the ICT Portfolio Committee have been taken through the broadcasting bill and informed about what it means for Eswatini. Minister of Information, Communications and Technology, Director Information and Media Development, Pesheya Dube, says this law will enable community broadcasters to operate in the country, among other things.
Clause 12 sikhuluma ngokuthi lona loniketwe license uniketwe license letawuthatha isikhathi lesingakanani. Kule original bill sasikhuluma nga5 years. However, kule bill lethu lensha sakhanza ukuthi sekuphambana nale Electronic Communications Act yona leniketa lomgwaqo. Ngoba kufuna ukuthi uniketwe umgwaqo uphindze uniketwe ke nale mvume yekusakada. So kule Electronic Communications Act yona ithi 10 years. Sasa sithi nasibuya ke ngalapha ungeke umnikete umuntu ukuthi utawuhamba 10 years la kulomgwaqo bese umnikete umgwaqo lo ngalasta 10 years manje example yaphambana bese ngithi ngala utawuhamba 5 years. So kuyaphambana lapha sasiyakulungisa timbonga letihlo phekile. In the purpose ke community broadcasting kufanele ukuthi ihambelane nemaplan ahulumende.
Her Royal Highness Princess Sikhanyiso made a contribution about the wording of the legislation.
Shall be valid for a period of 10 years. ILO shall be for a period. In addition, Chairman.
Okay, now we foods are the whole provision. It's a community broadcasting service license. Shall be for a period of 10 years and shall be renewable subject to such terms and conditions as the Commission may stipulate. The Board of Contention Chairperson Ntangile Tsendli, subject to your approval. Now also shall value the offer me. You could be discretionary, but so they went to go country would see. Second along qualify call. Singakona would get the Sakuri.
Senators were informed that the bill will prohibit people convicted of serious crimes such as fraud to run community broadcasting stations. The legislation will also prohibit the promotion of terrorism on community broadcasting stations. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela with Tandoguhle Mdluli and Nomfundo Makakula, Parliament.
The Minister of Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Moses Vilagati, has challenged the Eswatini National Trust Commission to be bold in offering new products and experiences while showcasing Eswatini's monumental structures to both the world and locals. Making his speech during the Commission's Employee Excellence Awards at the King Sopuza II Park at Lobamba, the Minister says more marketing of the country's monuments will boost the tourism industry.
Employees of the Eswatini National Trust Commission who excelled in their duties have been presented with awards of excellence in an event held at the King Sopuza Park at Lobamba. Speaking during the event, the Minister of Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Moses Vilagati, commended the Commission for recognizing the hard work of their employees. He further challenged the organization to reinvent global tourism by offering new products and experiences.
Lesikubhekile nalesikubukako ukuthi tinhlangano letinjenga bo ENTC atikwati kutimela ngoba lokwakuthi wethembele kuhulumende dinengi letinto latibukako so asesibukeni lokwakuthi ngesection ngikuphi lokungenda kwekokuthi sibe netimali tekutimela kumqoka kakhulu lokubekahle kokuthi sesibonile kukhona tinto lesitibonako letinhle nginokuqela siwo tinzawo tenu anisengakaqali lokudimaketha kuthi tatiwe nasisi nje sine iron wood lenyendi mhlaba wonke jikelele kude lo watiwe kanti le iron wood ngilelenta nathi ngoto tabolala we tabo yini ngitsengithi ngiyefika emaloloja ngakhanza kunetihlahla bathi ngemaprotea kude la kangwane latholakala khona kodwa antimakethi ngakhanza kunalapho bekumbiwa igolide khona i-open cast ayitholakali nakuletinye tindzawo lokusho ukuthi nema-products lamanyendi CEO la ngenda umuntu le ahlale lilanga lonke emalanga lamabili solo afunza ngekuthi kwentekani lo muntu nakahleti ushaya talk to me uyayikhokha le mali.
Sijabulisiwe Nkumane, who won an award for long-serving employees, says she feels honored and will put more effort in her work. She has been serving the institution for the past 33 years.
It means my principals, in fact, are recognizing my efforts. And that is why Nami, there is a part because of my dedication and commitment to my responsibilities.
Some prizes include certificates and spending 2 nights out in one of the Commission's lodging facilities. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla with Nonjabulo Makakula and Mbongwa Dube Lobamba.
The Bible Society of Eswatini has donated shoes to 1,000 learners from different primary schools around the country. The Minister of Education, Lady Howard, says this gesture does a lot for the learners' confidence, which would in turn encourage them to work for a brighter future. Speaking at the Bible Society at Mahlanya, the minister urges other organizations to lend a hand and donate shoes to learners.
Winter time has already set in and some learners are going to school barefoot or wearing open shoes. This has led the Bible Society of Eswatini to donate shoes to some of the needy learners from different schools around the country. The program's manager, Wanda Kumalo, says children are the future, so they should be supported at all costs.
1,000 labantwana from different schools ngabala nje indlazana yabo from Bobethani, from Bolobamba National, from Bomahlanya, from Eqinisweni, from Bolutselutse, and then we called them to come here so that to support them.
The Minister of Education and Training, Lady Howard, says such a gesture shows how much the Bible Society cares for Eswatini. She says this will go a long way in helping learners, as some parents do not afford to buy shoes with the COVID-19 pandemic escalating their plight. She urges other organizations to lend a hand.
I-Bible Society siyibonga kakhulu kulokuthi ilule sandla ibambisane nebantwana etikolweni ukuthi nyalo nje lokuqala busika nkosiyami babe nako nabo lebatakugcokanyana eticathulweni etinyaweni hayi kuhamba ngemanqapsi kulokunye ukhanza ukuthi labatali aba afford lokusithenga lesicathulo kodwa lo mntwana uphila nalabanye labagcoka isicathulo somehow lo mntwana akumphathi kahle so nginganxusa nje ukuthi nguloyo naloyo nkosiyami akajikijele litshe esivivaneni.
The society says taking care of the needy is in their mandate, so they will do it diligently, taking care of the physical and spiritual needs. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla with Nonjabulo Makakula and Mbongwa Dube Mahlanya.
The Minister of Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Moses Vilagati, says the visitation of Durban tourism in the country will strengthen the East 3 route agreement, where tourists are expected to visit South Africa, Eswatini and Mozambique. The Minister, Vilagati, said this during the Durban Tourism's parade at Somhlolo Park in Manzini.
Durban Tourism is in the country to activate on their tourism offerings during the bushfire weekend as a manifestation of the East 3 route agreement that was signed at this year's Africa's Tourism Indaba. They have brought their renowned rickshaw bus to tour Manzini, Matsapa, Ezulwini, as well as Mbabane. The Minister of Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Moses Vilagati, says this is good for the tourism industry.
Laba ke baseDurban babebeqala kufika sibhekeke ukuthi kutase kufika beMpumalanga ufike nebe Gauteng bese kufika nebase Mozambique lapho ke siyathi ukuthi leti vakashi tawufika nathi fike eDurban dithola lokuthidi nathi fike eSwatini dithola lokuthidi nathi fike eMozambique dithola lokuthidi lapho ke lamava sayandlondlobala ngoba sifuna lokuthi lokudlondlobala kwalamava kungabi nje kokulinye konke sibe nalokushiyelana ligwayi futhi ke sasesivumelana nekokuthi kufuna nangabe senta lokhu advertise sikhangathi ivakashi leqhamukale ngaphandle nowaseDurban akhulumise ivakashi eSwatini ukuthi eSwatini naku lengakuthola namhlanje lo balasta kugcina sesibatshela ukuthi uhle balakhaya bula nala kuze kuthi nathi fika leto ivakashi tikuthole lo nanathi similarly nangabe sesiya eDurban nakhona sitafike sathi ukuthi unani bese sisilofikile la kithi sangagcina asayena naseDurban silapho nje la sikhona khona umsebenzi lomuhle lesethemba kokuthi utawukwati kokuthi usimamise lawa mavela amathathu.
The deputy head at Durban Tourism under Durban Municipal Council, Winnie Mtungu, encourages Emaswati to visit Durban as it offers a wide range of activities.
It's a symbol of as we're coming to the country, besides coming as Durban to promote Durban to Eswatini, it's also about between the neighboring countries and cities, we come together to form a package of promoting the region to the international market, because internationals, when they come to the region, they want to spend a longer time. So it's all about them coming in, spending time in Swatini, coming down then to Durban, the coastal. So it's all about that. But more than anything, it's also about the best practices in terms of sharing, because as we're here, there's conversations that the colleagues from Manzini City Council, they'd like to come to Durban to just have a sense of, what best practices have happened there. But more than anything, again, it's about educating and creating tourism awareness to the people locally. Visiting is not expensive. Visiting is important for the well-being of everybody.
Durban Tourism will be having a stand at bushfire. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla with Sanziso Mlambo Manzini.
Government is refurbishing dormitories at the Eswatini College of Technology with an estimated 26.8 million emalangeni. The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Peggy Gama, says the dormitories were not fit for human occupancy, hence the need for the renovations to ensure students live in a healthy environment.
The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Training, Peggy Gama, says about 26.8 million emalangeni has been set aside for the renovations at the Eswatini College of Technology. The Principal Secretary says the renovations will ensure that the buildings withstand the weather conditions brought about by climate change. He continues to say government is using money which was previously used for food at the college. Of notice that the college does not offer food on campus. However, government still gives allowances to students to cater for other needs besides the scholarships paid for the students. The Principal Secretary says to ensure learning is not disturbed, classes are conducted in shifts.
Around 12 million. Lokuyilungisa nyalo sisukela emabili hostel labo abesilisa lelenye i-cost yayo estimate ukuthi around 6.4 million lelenye itabang 8.4 million vele lokuthi ungabuka ngathi akuyadulisa ngilozi nje le roofing vele siya repurposewa kahle ukuthi ibambe tikhatsitanyalo netimodel tunde setikhona nyalo kanti vele silungisa konke njengoba ngisho kusukela phansi kwetibonza roofing vele konke kuzotoba sesimene nakulama emakolishi vele kuyadingeka lokhu lokuthiwa ama-hostel ngoba njengoba sake sabeka lelinye ilanga ukuthi bese sibabade le mali yokulungisa ama-hostel ngoba besiyisebenzisa ekudleni kwebafundi le mali lekhona singabe siyisebenzisa ekulungiseni lama-hostel ahlala kuwo nyalo-ke siyathemba ukuthi ezisiqhubeka siya embili sitawunika i-attention lakho ama-hostel langake ladzinga ukuthi alungiswe vele kula makolishi lamanye nawo ama-hostel akekho esimeni lesikahle kodwa asahlaleka-ke wona bangafanelanga besawa lamanye akhona.
The Principal Secretary says government will continue to rehabilitate other institutions of higher learning when the need arises. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla with Nonjabulo Makagula and Mbongwa Dube Mbabane.
The late Eswatini Broadcasting and Information Services presenter Boniso Raymond Boom Boom Dlamini during his memorial service was described as someone with a good heart, honesty and a dedicated employee. Dlamini's memorial service was held at the Roman Catholic Church in Mbabane.
Person very dedicated emsebenzini wakhe. Le emsakatweni mina benga engineering reya kuma programs. Each and every time nakuvakala ukuthi kude umsakato bantu abasawutholi kumbe kahlathi kumbe kuphi kuphi, he would be the first one kungithinta and he would make sure ukuthi sis-attendile leso stage sibaka engineering.
Ray was a humble person. Bekangena esontweni aphinza aphume Ray ungaboni mawungabe ungasumlonaka.
Esimbita ngelion ngetsini ekhaya. Hey ngoba bekathethe waNkosi. Hey bekasithethisa. La ungenti nje kahle nje bekave nje akutshele angakubhangi futhi. Aphakamise elicingo na ungekho. Elungelo kwenteleni lokho? Akwentiwa kanje.
Umlaki lana belonged to a corps of incredible broadcasters who lit up our airwaves for many years and made listening to radio very fashionable. He is a man with an incredible connection with his business.
Bane.
And now we'll have a look at our financial markets.
Bank, it can be.
Moving on, we'll have a look at our sports news. Sithebe Samhlekazi and Young Buffaloes ladies goalkeeper Sugoluhle Sibanze says getting a chance to play for the national team has handed her a chance to become a better goalkeeper at club level. At the moment, Sibanze is yet to concede a goal in 21 league games for Buffaloes.
Samhlekazi took part of the COSAFA Women Cup where they were in Group C as they ended up conceding 11 goals in 3 games. Sugoluhle Sibanze, who's the national team goalkeeper, says she got better for getting that exposure as she is yet to concede a single goal in the league games.
Yes, kungisite kakhulu kuba national team ngibe ngidlale against ama teams la strong la shaya kepalini. So emagoli angena ku national team ngabuya ngathi ngeke la khaya eSwatini angene kibe emagoli balingani bami. Ngagene experience. Angawanaka because bese ngiyekele sikhathanya nakudlala then bangicela ukuthi ngolokuthi vele benginggoalkeeper lona experience kwathiwa buya ngalana ngakhona ku trainer sahamba kanti besida ngalesikhathi se game then kwangisida ngasengena i-confidence kanti bangipita national team bese ngihlele.
Out of 21 games played by Young Buffaloes ladies team this season, Sibanze has played 20 games and is yet to concede a goal. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports, I'm Linda Dlamini, Mbabane.
Royal Eswatini Police Service athlete Samgelswe Twala says it is exciting to hear that in next year's national championships, there will be long distances during the national championships of 10 and 21 kilometers to accommodate those who run long distance. Twala, who is well known for road races, believes this is a sign of growth for local athletics.
During this year's National Championships, reps athlete Samgel Siwetwala, who's well known for road races, finished second in 5,000 meters behind UEDF Nowethu Nhlabathi. Twala is excited that next year's edition will feature 10 and 21 kilometers race.
Since basithembisile ukuthi batawu this year they will consider a long distance. Since last year and the other year besingakhona ukugijima begcina kubo 400 meters. So this time basithembise ukuthi batawu concentrate ama long distance. So sitatmisela nakuwo. But nalana because in national champs we want to take part singabi ukuthi seslate because sibemgwaqo. But lengakusho nale basithembise kona ukuthi next year kuma national champs we'll have marathon. So which means that our accommodate kahle sikhona ukuperforma kahle kuma races ethu.
Twala won the 21 kilometers back in March this year, which was a race organized by Eswatini Athletics Association. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports, I'm Linda Dlamini. Mbabane.
That's all for now. Before we go, let's have a look at our top stories. The Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini today joined other African leaders in the 16th African Union Summit in Equatorial Guinea. Senate has started deliberating on the Eswatini Broadcasting Bill. The Minister for Tourism has challenged the Eswatini National Trust Commission to be bold in offering new experiences whilst exhibiting Eswatini's monuments. And that brings us to the end of our bulletin for the evening. Up next is the weather update from myself and the crew. Thank you for your company. Good night.
There's no price like the ShopRite price, which means you'll get low prices on everything you need. Like 10 kilos sunny Thai rice for only 9